guys, so we're finally here with our Frightmare haul. It's not quite as big. I think the pieces aren't quite as much or as big as I got last year. There really wasn't a whole lot that I seen that I wanted. And the prices of everything were really high. So I was actually looking forward to hitting the booth that I got my Reagan bust, wherever she is. She's over here somewhere. And this year their busts were a lot smaller and a lot more expensive. So I don't know. I noticed the prices have definitely gone up this year, even when it comes to the price of the signatures. It was definitely a lot different this year than it was last year. I didn't enjoy it as much, and I think that's the reason why it has kind of taken me so long to get around to doing this video. But I am going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to sugarcoat it, you know, but it was just extremely busy. Last year, Friday, I was able to get like 11 or 12 signatures, and this year I was only able to get 2 on Friday. It was insane. Like last year, it was kind of calm too, you know. You could enjoy it. I still had time after hustling to get all those signatures. I still had time to shop the vendors. And this year, it wasn't like that. It was just so packed, and I don't know what it was. This year was just, I felt like it was overbooked. Should I say that? Are you going to come for me for saying that? I do feel like it was overbooked. And I'll get into that. So let's just go ahead and start here. So Friday, right? We get there. We're in line. Finally, the doors open. And my first person I wanted to see, the most important one on my list, was Eli Roth. And so I went straight to his line to find it was already like all the way down the wall. I could not, it just opened, right? I couldn't believe it. But I guess, you know, because you had the VIP that get in there about, I think it's an hour early. So there was some of them, and then plus the people that was in front of me, you know, out in the line outside. So it was a long line. I'm standing at Eli Roth's line, and Juliette Lewis had her flight like delayed, so she wasn't going to be there until 8. So they even wouldn't let you buy the ticket. You have these virtual tickets now, and they wouldn't let you buy the ticket until it was about 7:30. So 7:30 rolls around, they announce, hey, you can start buying the tickets for Juliette Lewis. And so my husband goes, leaves the line, you know, I stay there, and he goes and gets me that ticket. So I have my ticket, and I'm in line, and it starts to move a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just stalls. And he had to go for the photo op. So he left for the photo op, and literally by the time he comes back, they call me upstairs for Juliette Lewis, and she was in the same room that John Carpenter was in last year. So it's on the 3rd floor. So anyway, get up there. She hasn't even arrived yet, you know, so I'm in line upstairs. He's downstairs in the Eli Roth line. 30 minutes later, I guess, she finally ends up showing up. And so she goes in there, she does a few like signatures, and then she leaves. So then my husband's like, okay, you know, the line is moving. You could come down here with me and stuff. So I leave my daughter upstairs in the Juliette Lewis line, go downstairs in the Eli Roth line, and then he leaves. Like, that was my luck all weekend, you guys. That is how it happened with me. So I was kind of just all over the place, back and forth, because some of these people didn't have virtual tickets. So you just stood in line for them, while other ones you had to have the virtual line. And whenever I would do that, if I actually had one of these tickets, every time it overlapped. So by the time I went back down to Eli Roth, he ends up leaving again, and he went to go lunch. So I go back upstairs to Juliette Lewis, and she ends up leaving because she had to go to photo op. So, you know, it was just like literally, it took Friday to get 2 of those autographs. So first off, let me show you the, Eli Roth stuff that I got. So I actually got this. This is something I pulled from BAM, and it had the Armstrong guy in there already, but I went ahead and added him to this piece. I chose this one because it's an 8x10, and I'm kind of run out of room, and I liked it, so I figured a cast piece would be pretty cool. I got this figure done as well, and I love the way he did it. Now, what's funny about this tip is he like takes his time with the tip of that right up there. It was so... It was funny watching him do this because, man, that tip had to be perfect or something. And look, if you notice it, he did it on this one too. So he like intentionally does that. I thought it was a mistake at first on the first one until I watched him really good on the second one, and he like legit takes his time with that. That's too funny. So how was he? Okay, so I expected, with it being Eli Roth and the way, you know, his stuff is just really out there. It's kind of, almost over the top, you know. So I kind of figured that would show a little bit in his personality or something, that he would be kind of just out there, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. He was very reserved. Like, I was kind of surprised by it, but he's just like kind of your everyday person. I didn't see any of that quirkiness kind of shine through. He was just more of a serious one. But he was super friendly. Like, I don't regret it. I can't say a single bad thing about the man because he was still awesome, you know. He talked about the weather, you know, because the weather has been shitty, ain't wrong. But anyway, that's kind of the whole topic on it. He was standing there in sweatpants. I thought that was so funny. But so that was it. I expected one thing and got another. And so I don't know, and you got to kind of think of it this way. You got a million people always coming up to you, telling you, you know, they're fans of you, that kind of thing, or fans of your work. I can see how, which is why I never say it. Maybe that's the reason why sometimes you know, they're just kind of awkward. I just don't want to be that person that comes behind another person saying the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? I try to talk about other things. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it's like, we really don't know what to say. But with him, like, as soon as I started talking about the weather and everything, that's when he started to open up and really start to chat. And so, you know, when you're just going up to him and telling them how freaking awesome they are, you know, it's kind of like, oh, thank you, you know, that kind of thing. They know they're awesome. Obviously, we wouldn't be standing in their damn line. So the next day, Saturday, I did go and I had a photo op with him on Saturday. And I actually wore like a shirt that said The Witch on it. The Witch is my favorite movie. I love that movie. It gets a lot of hate, I know. But as I was walking up to him, he was like, oh my God, I love your t-shirt. See, there's a reason I love that man. Anyway, so here is the photo op. Yeah, I'm not a very, like, photogenic person by no means. But anyway, that was our picture. And he loved my freaking shirt. I was so happy. Okay, so Juliette Lewis. So after I finally get Eli Roth, me, my husband, and daughter, you know, she was upstairs already waiting on us, but we were able to go up there as well. And it started to kind of move a little bit faster, but she does take her time with people. So that's the thing with her, is like if she'll take a certain amount of pictures and she'll let you look at your pictures before you leave that line. And if you didn't like one, they would retake it. So she would be like, okay, are those okay? You know, we can retake it if you want to, that kind of thing. So she was really, really sweet. But finally, okay, so we get into the room where she's at, and she's kind of over to the side over here, kind of dancing. She's got her music blaring. I don't even remember what the music was, but her whole staff there was amazing. I just want to say that sometimes it's not always like that, you know, but from the person handling her line, everything, like, they were just great. So the guy who like takes the pictures and everything, he was a big guy with like these, I think, green dreads or something like that. He was the sweetest freaking guy. And then the lady who you pay and, you know, you pick your like table pictures, that kind of thing. She was great too. She was talking about different movies that she was in, which ones I had seen, that kind of thing. And so I get up to Juliette Lewis, and I had two items, right? And with two different color paint pens. And so she ends up signing, I think, mine first or something like that. I don't know. It ended up being one or the other. I don't know. I think I kind of zoned out a little bit because it was Juliette Lewis. I really do. I feel like there's like a little bit of gap there that I don't remember what the fuck was happening. Like, I don't want to say I was starstruck, but kind of, you know what I'm saying? I was just watching her. Like, she's so free spirited. She's almost like a hippie. So, but it's like in a good way, in the most positive way I could possibly say. But she's just so not afraid to be herself and be different. And I freaking love that. So she ends up signing it. We talked about one of the movies, and she comes around and she grabs my hand, and she holds my hand the entire time, you know. And she was like, come with me over here. And so I come there, and my daughter is like on the other side or something. I think she has me over here, and then my daughter's on the other side. And she was just like making all these different poses. She was great. Of course, I'll put the picture somewhere, but I also posted them on the community tab, I think is what it is, a while back. So you've seen those. But anyway, she was so freaking friendly. And the person that was like in front of me also had like a electric guitar. And so she had that electric guitar out there acting like she was playing it, and it was sounded freaking horrible. She didn't know what she was doing, but hell, it's Juliette Lewis, right? It sounded amazing. Anyway, she was just really friendly. So the piece I got her to sign was this one here, and this is her signature. I already had Danny Trejo on this piece, and my husband actually got to do Tom Savini while I was in line with somebody else, and he said he was pretty cool this year. So last year, if you watch that video, like Tom Savini, it was a long day, I'm sure. Something was going on, and he was just not, he just grunted the entire time. Like, he could have given a shit less last year. And this year, he was like, okay, thank you, have a nice day. So it was a good day. This man had a line that stayed packed. I didn't realize how much he was in, like how many movies he was in until I got to the table because I didn't have anything for him. Like, he was one that I like, it was the last minute. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I need this person too. I want to go ahead and add this person. And I'm so glad that I ended up actually getting his autograph because he was the friendliest person that I met the entire weekend. And that is Doug Jones. This man right here, and I couldn't believe it. First off, I didn't know he was Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus. I did not know that he played both Pale Man and Fano in Pan's Labyrinth. I didn't know that he was in The Shape of Water. There was just a lot. Hellboy, there was so many things. Like, I think Star Trek was another one. I've never watched that crap in my life, but still I know what it is. So yeah, when I seen the price, it was like $70. I was like, holy cow, who, like, just for this? Like, really? But then once I seen like all the movies he was in, it was like, that makes sense. And anyway, so for starters, his handler that takes the money and does the pictures here, he was not very friendly. And his English was like extremely broken too. So he was kind of hard to understand. I didn't have too much of an issue with him. The guy behind me ended up having like a hard time really kind of understanding. There was something going on between them. The guy wanted something and he was trying to explain something else. And so he got like irritated with the customer for not really understanding what he was saying. He was just really rude. He really was. But anyway, once I got to Doug Jones, he took the picture. I told him to do his own thing with it, pick the color that he wanted, that kind of thing. And he chose gold. I told him, I was like, that looks amazing, you know, better than I could have pictured, you know, thank you so much. Your autograph, your signature is beautiful, you know. And he was like, yeah, it's nice and classy, unlike me. So it was like the first things that came out of his mouth were goofy. And I thought, okay. Like, I don't know. I wasn't really expecting it, you know? So we get to do, like, go around to do these pictures. And he's like, okay, we're going to do 3 different pictures. And I like to do funny stuff, you know? I was like, okay, you know, just tell me what to do, you know, I'll do it. And so he, like, we did I think a normal one for the first one, fairly normal, because no, I don't think it was a normal one. I don't know, man. But at one time, this guy just grabs my face like a fish, you know, like the fishy face. And I just cracked up. Like, he had me rolling the entire time. It is honestly a wonder they were able to freaking get any kind of picture that came out any kind of decent. He's so freaking funny, y'all. If y'all have a chance to meet Doug Jones, definitely do it because he's a freaking hoot. So the second, like, I think the second pose, he was like, okay, now we're going to do like an awkward prom pose. And I was like, what? And then he made the goofiest damn face. And then after it was all said and done, he was like, yeah, I felt like a teenage boy again or something. Like, the man is so freaking funny. And then after it was said and done, I picked up my stuff and I was about to leave. And he was like, one hug for the road, you know, that kind of thing. He was like, it's so nice to meet you. I appreciate you stopping by, you know, at my table and stuff. So the man was amazing. Amazing. All right, so this is actually the last person right here that I got to meet, and it was just busy. I didn't get a lot of autographs this year. It was so freaking packed. It was a bit of a bummer, but I was really happy with the ones that I did get. So there's a reason I'm saving this one for last. Okay, so as I was in, this is Friday, so I guess I got 3 signatures on Friday. I was standing in Eli Roth's line, and there was Jane Levy. Is it Levy? Levy? I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I see that she only got about like 5 people over there. And so I rush over there to get her really quick. And as soon as I get over there, like, I'm fumbling, you know, looking for my pens and my paper, like what I needed. And anyway, she has one of those people who you know, the one that controlled the line and everything. And right away they were like, okay, you know, you must stay, I forget how many feet or inches or something like that, away from her at all times. You know, even during pictures, do not touch her, all kinds of stuff like that. And I thought at first, the first thing, and I'll be honest, that went through my mind is like, oh, well, great, one of these, you know, that's what I thought, okay? But as I'm standing there, and it's just so sad that they have to even say this shit. It really is. But as I'm standing there, there's this guy that had like finished getting everything done, and he continued to stand there and tell her how much he loves her. And then that was when it dawned on me, like, wow, now it makes sense. I could understand not wanting to be freaking touched, you know, like, dude, move on. But, you know, I get it. It is what it is. But so I get up to it, and I was getting my piece, and I was getting a piece for somebody else, and they made a big deal about not having like your camera out, your phone out, anything like that, which obviously I have enough sense not to sit up there and record her sitting there, you know, but I guess some people don't, I don't know. But I mean, she is one of those, I guess, that makes a big stink about it. And so I was like, okay, I was like, can I pull out my phone to take a picture of the table images? You know, I'm getting one for a friend, and I want him to be able to pick his piece. And I swear to God, this person was like, you know, and then she walks away, and she goes and she asks her, and she comes back. She was like, fine, but you can't hold up the line, make it quick, you know. And I was like, okay, you know. Luckily, this guy was quick getting back with me on what he wanted, the color he wanted, and everything. So there was still a person in front of me. Nothing got held up, you know. So I finally get to her, and she signs, I think, mine first, which is this picture right here. I love this image so much, and I will say she has a great signature. It's nice and beautiful. Like, it's big. I like the placement of it. I liked everything here. So she did a really, really good job. When she went to go doing his, and she never asked this on mine, which I thought was weird, but she was like, okay, you know, who do you want me to make this out to anybody? I was like, no, that one's for a friend. That's fine. She was like, well, what's his name? And I was like, okay. So I tell her, and she was like, interesting. I was like, it's, I don't know how to take it. Like, is that an insult? Are you being like rude? Like, I can't. Interesting. What's so fucking interesting about somebody's name, you know? So I was like, no personalization, thank you. So anyway, she signs it. She likes my pen. You know, they were the freaking deco color pens, and so she wanted to know the name of the brand of it. And I tell her, she wanted to know if I was doing a table like picture with her, and I was not about to pay that much money to be standing 2 foot apart from somebody. So I was like, no, thank you. You know. So that was my Levy, whatever her last name is, story. But here's the thing that I can say about it. She is a serious person. I get that. Not everybody is bubbly and friendly all the time, or even ever. You know what I mean? Some people are just not that way. And that's her. It doesn't mean like she's bad or anything. It just meant like she just takes no bullshit. I can tell you right now, if you're standing in her line and you do something, you don't have to worry about her freaking people telling you off. She will, I think, do it in a heartbeat. Like, she's that like straightforward. She's very honest. Anyway, that being said, also, before I get into this, she was absolutely beautiful. Like, when I walked up to her, it literally took my breath away, because she's got to be one of the prettiest people I've ever seen in my life. Her complexion just kind of glows. I don't know, just everything was just evenly proportioned, and her eyes were bright and beautiful, and her hair was beautiful, and her skin was beautiful. She legit, like, I thought she was gorgeous. I really did, until she started talking. So then I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit of a bummer. But either way, she's still a gorgeous woman. That being said, okay, I am in a group called Texas Frightmare Weekend or something like that. It's on Facebook. And apparently there was a person that's been banned from that group for a while. This person, I guess, is like an influencer or something. I'm not exactly sure. I tried looking for the person, and everything was blocked down. I think because people started to, retaliate a little bit. But he made a post about a couple different women, and one of those shit-talking posts was about Levy here. And he made it World of Scream or something like that. I will actually leave that up on the screen so you guys can see it for yourself what was said. But he had a picture of her, and it said something to the, like, effect of, hey, Levy, you know, these people are paying hundreds of dollars to come see you. Perk the fuck up and wear something that doesn't scream laundry day at the Levy house or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't realize what she was wearing when I seen her. I thought she was beautiful. I was looking at her damn face. What gets me is you got nasty ass men out there like that who sit up there and think a woman has to show half her damn body. She's sitting down. She's in a damn t-shirt and literally some like pants. That's all it was. It was t-shirt and pants. Granted, they weren't skin tight, you know, but she didn't look bad. That was what I couldn't understand. Like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? So I go on to this guy's Facebook. Somebody let his name slip, which I will not put on here. But anyway, somebody let it slip. And this guy is just has zero room to talk. I know I don't have any room to talk. God knows I have my flaws. Obviously, I've stated my freaking flaws a million times on this channel. I make fun of them too. But I don't talk shit about another person's appearance or anything like that. Especially, you know, if you're, pushing 400 pounds, dude. And you're going to sit up there and talk shit and all your freaking profile pictures are doing nothing but groping another man's crotch. Are you kidding me? Like, it's gross. It's freaking gross. But anyway, so yeah, she's beautiful. Granted, she might not be the most friendliest person to meet, but she wasn't. You just got to know how to read her. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't personally like figure out how to read her. That's on me, you know? But I wouldn't say that she is ugly or anything like that post made it out to be. That seriously was not the case. And it's gross that he would say that. And he did it about another woman too. Again, you know, dude, don't stand a snowball's chance in hell with either one of these women. So sitting up there and trying to drag them online is a piss poor way to do it, I think. World of Scream. Anyway, the next video will be my haul video. This was just on who I met and my experiences with them. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long, but I will be doing this next video soon. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.